So, Greg, I mean, Cam Newton is clearly on a revenge tour here. Is it good, do you think, for the Patriots that he is so focused on the teams that passed on him? Or would you rather see him focused on, getting healthy, game one, sort of the Patriot way, if you will?
Oh, he's healthy, and he is focused on exactly what's necessary, and the Patriots will enjoy every bit of it. Why do I say that? Because any player who feels the way that Cam feels, who feels disrespected, slighted, counted out, overlooked, and you see other players getting opportunities like he alluded to, You're like, what? Over me? It boils you up on the inside. And then to add on top of that, you're coming in to replace arguably the best to ever do it at that position. And so you're naturally going to be compared and held to a standard that was once the standard in Tom Brady. So he has kind of a double whammy when walking into New England. And to be honest, any player filling in for a player who was the guy, whether it was Brett Favre for Aaron Rodgers, whether it was Peyton Manning getting filled in for Andrew Luck, all these guys, you know what they believe as players? I don't care. They won't ever say that because they believe in the ability and the talent that they possess. So Cam Newton is looking at this situation like, okay, yeah, he's the GOAT. I respect him, and he deserves all accolades. But you better believe I'm that guy, too.
Yep. It's great, Greg.
I want to take everyone, Greg, on a trip down memory lane all the way back to 6 weeks ago when we were all enthralled with the Michael Jordan documentary. And part of Jordan's greatness was he created slights where they existed and where they didn't. Oh, this guy talked trash to me years ago. This guy, I had a dream, he talked trash to me. This guy had a good game against me, and I then made up a story that he said something bad to me because I wanted to rip his heart out. That is a tale as old as time as far as athletes deciding I am going to use the me against the world mentality. Jenna, you alluded to the fact that, more the Patriot way. This is the Patriot way. I'm old enough to remember Julian Edelman when the Patriots beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, screaming at Tom Brady, "You're too old!" And he's selling "Nobody Believes in Us" T-shirts on JulianEdelman.com, which, by the way, since Brady left, I think everything's 70% off. So you might want to check it out now if you want some discounted Julian Edelman merch. It's neither here nor there. Tom Brady doing in his Facebook show listing the quarterbacks, whether it's Rohan, Davey, and everyone else taken ahead of him. Like Bill Belichick, when they signed Randy Moss, reading news clippings about how Moss is, when they traded for him, how Moss is washed up, saying to Vince Wilfork, they say you can only stop the run. This is what athletes do. They create either fake, or in Cam's case, doesn't have to be fake, real slights to get themselves motivated. And listen, I'm not a Pats fan, I'm a Cam fan. Wilds, you're both. You're a Pats fan and a Cam fan. I imagine this is thrilling for you to see Cam hear Cam say those things and see where his head's at.
Well, thrilling for us, buddy, because if you're a Cam fan and Cam plays for the Patriots, you're rooting for Cam, and Cam's success is the Patriots' success. Therefore, by the community of property, Nick, you are a Patriots fan. Again, so when we get a ring, you can get one too. We got specialized ones from Jostens, you and I. So here's what I think, and Nick, this is going to be bad for you. Money, Power, Respect, not only the namesake song from the Lox's 1998 album, but also the foundation of what Cam is playing for. We'll go backwards. We'll start with respect. The disrespect started with the Panthers. The way they let him go, he's talking about the call, gave his heart and soul to that city and that franchise, and they unceremoniously let him go, and they followed up with some dumb tweets that didn't even list him as one of their best players. Then we're talking about the power. So now what has Cam got? Cam's got the power to make everything right. And he talks about the teams that passed on him. If we can put up the Patriots schedule, we've got the Raiders in week 3. We've got Denver week 5. We've got the Chargers week 13. And preseason, we don't know how it's going to play out, but we're going against the Panthers in the preseason. So that will happen too. And now the last part, the money. Cam is playing for $500,000. And I know that Cam's made a lot of money in his career, and there's an argument to be made that, like, he's made so much, this will actually set him up to make more money. That's fine. But money is also a sign of respect. And in week 4, Cam, who is making $500,000, will play Patrick Mahomes, who's making $500 million. That's all we've heard about. So, Nick, although you're a Cam fan, if you don't think the Chiefs are square in Cam's crosshairs, I think you are very wrong, and your Patriots fandom is really going to be put to the test.
Well, listen. All right, listen. I mean, you always take it at just 6 steps too far. I was on board with you. I thought the schedule was great. I actually keyed on those 3 exact teams: Raiders, Broncos, Chargers. I had them written down. I thought it was a great point. And then you go to the Chiefs. Like they say, Cam's not upset with the Chiefs. He knew the Chiefs just signed Matt Moore a few days ago for around what Cam's making. Cam didn't want to be a backup. He wanted to be a starter. But, Greg, what makes me sick, and I honestly, nauseous, is when I look at that Pats schedule and I say, you got to be kidding me. 10 games at a minimum, the Patriots are going to have the better quarterback on the field. All 6 of their divisional games, they're going to have the better quarterback. The Raider game, they'll have the better quarterback. The Charger game, they'll have the better quarterback. The Broncos game, and I would argue the Rams game. At a minimum, even Jimmy G maybe, but at a minimum, for them, Greg, to go, you were talking about Favre to Rodgers, Manning to Luck. At least those teams had to have the foresight to draft the heir apparent. The Patriots just walking down the street, and it's not like somebody dropped $20. It's like somebody dropped a bearer bond worth $20 million. Like, oh, let me pick that up, even though I'm already the richest man in the world. It's infuriating that they have the best quarterback in the AFC East again, and that they're going to have a quarterback edge in 65% of their football games this year.
And you talk about that, and we haven't even talked about the fact that they pick up Cam Newton, and they have who we know to be the best coach in all of football. Like, so put those two together, you have the most motivated player in probably all of football right now in Cam Newton, because of the way he's been treated or mishandled and not given the opportunity. And then you have another always motivated Bill Belichick. You put those two together, it's going to be scary in New England this year.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.